Picture this. You walk into a new doctor's office full of fear and probably anxiety, trying to figure out how you're going to convey your symptoms or what's going on with you so that you can receive the proper care that you need, and maybe even a diagnosis, only to be faced with rudely being dismissed and gaslit. What if you were given the tools and the permission to walk out of that office and ask for a refund? If this is something that strikes a chord with you, then stick around. Life moves fast, and so should the answers to your biggest questions. Welcome to Endo Batteries Quick Connect, your direct line to expert insights. Short, powerful, and right to the point. You send in the questions, I bring in the experts, and in just 5 minutes, you get the knowledge you need. No long episodes, no extra time needed. And just remember, expert opinions shared here are for general information and not for personalized medical advice. Always consult your provider for your case-specific guidance. Got a question? Send it in, and let's quickly get you the answers. I'm your host, Alana, and it's time to connect. Today, I'm joined by Kimether Redmon, who is a fierce endo warrior and a passionate advocate for those living with endometriosis, adenomyosis, and chronic health issues. With a deep-rooted commitment to education, equality, and evidence-based care, Kimether brings her public health and nursing expertise to the forefront of advocacy. She is a dedicated leader working to bridge research and clinical practices to uplift marginalized communities and improve overall health outcomes for all. Let's get into this. How do we communicate and set the tone of respect and expectation as a patient walking into a provider?
Even though I'm always giving people different insight on like how to prepare for your visit, certainly you can help set the tone by coming in with your symptom tracking. I try to do a 1-page summary of like the chief complaint, kind of your history of present illness, like what's going on with you, how the pain's impacting your life, things like that. You can come in with all of that. You can come in with your imaging reports and everything. If you're dealing with someone who really just has not valued the importance of listening to the patient, I tell people to choose your battles because it's not likely that you'll get very far with that person. Certainly the few times I have encountered someone like that, they're not listening. They've already kind of in their head have already decided what's going on.
Yeah.
I'll ask them to explain their process for coming up with that diagnosis and to share their differential diagnoses. Because that at least, and you can say that as lightly or as bubbly as you like, to ensure that it's not coming across in a questioning type of way. It's like I do it in an inquisitive way. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Can you tell me what about my history and your physical exam that led you to that diagnosis and what your differential diagnoses are?
Yeah.
Because that cues to them, if they don't have differential diagnoses, that their diagnostic process is not done yet. Because a true diagnostic process requires a adequate history, which means listening to you and asking the right question. That's 90% right there. A physical exam, and then coming up with differential diagnoses. So you have a top diagnosis, but what was their second and third, differential diagnosis? Because you aren't supposed to just have one.
Right.
You're not supposed to. And every single one of us, every med student, every physician assistant, nurse practitioner, we're all taught to make sure that you have other differential diagnoses in mind, because that way, when you start going down the route of your one diagnosis that you think it is, what happens when you end up in an emergency room with kidney stones?
Right.
You didn't even start any of the work to figure out if maybe it's something else, one of your differential diagnoses. So that at least gives them pause.
Yep.
And if they could decide to confirm that they're a jerk and say, I don't have to show you, I don't have to tell you, explain myself. And that gives you the confirmation to be like, oh, well, I'm looking for a provider who's a partner. I need someone who's actually going to partner with me with my healthcare and not just draw baseless conclusions. So I guess our time here is over. And then I go to the front desk person and ask for my copay back.
That's a wrap for this Quick Connect. I hope today's insights helped you move forward with more clarity and confidence. Do you have more questions? Keep them coming. Send them in, and I'll bring you the expert answers. You can send them in by using the link in the top of the description of this podcast episode, or by emailing contact@endobattery.com or visiting the endobattery.com contact page. Until next time, keep feeling empowered through knowledge.